not drinking for a while now. That's what you said.
Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday and I haven't seen you all day. So let's recap yesterday's shift, which was a shift from hell. We were super busy and also bed blocked. I was on the antenatal ward, but I had 2 postnatal patients. I managed to do 3 discharges, but it did mean that I got all of the admissions from the triage, but also the inductions that were booked to come in anyways. Just a lot of unhappy customers. But I made it through the shift, hanging on by a very mere thread, but I made it through. And then today I have spent the morning and most of the afternoon finishing exchange. So you will be getting a review of that on Sunday. And then this evening I met up with Ines and her boyfriend Tyler and we went out for dinner. We went to Honest Burgers and then we went to go see Sam Henshaw at Coco, which was very fun. Now I am going off to bed. Tomorrow I have a training day. It's 9 to 5, so hopefully it's okay. It's fetal monitoring, which is always good to have a refresh. Then I'm back in on Thursday for a long day on the wards, and then on Friday we are off to Berlin, which is very exciting. My parents are running the half marathon. It's going to be their 4th super half, so they are slowly getting close to their fancy medal at the end. And yeah, we are spending the weekend there. So we're going Friday to Monday. I haven't yet made us an itinerary on what we're going to do. Hopefully I can do that tomorrow evening. All of that is a tomorrow problem. So I'm going to shower and get in bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
You join us for a recap of our day. You can go first.
My day, I started at 8:30. Then I had, what did I have? I had 2 hours of Spanish that were bit boring, but got work done. I had an hour of history. No, 2 hours of history, sorry. And then I had lunch. Lunch was good. It was it was really weird though, because it was like hailing, and then it was sunny, and then it was snowing, God knows what. I had another hour of Spanish, 3 hours of Spanish in a day, long day. Then an hour of English, and then I did sports, played football, so happy days. But yeah, in English, there was one of the surveillants, so the people who work at school, they came in, and they were like, oh yeah, we're doing a time capsule for
the 100 years of the school.
Well, now it's 110.
Oh.
And so they want to open it in 40 years' time. What our amazing contribution, because with so many people in the school who can't do much, it's basically one massive notebook, and you have a little, literally 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter square, and you can write questions. So my questions were, is Pizza still live and active? Because that's smart.
For people that don't know,
Yeah.
Pizza is a pizza shop that's right next to his school.
Other question was, has Arsenal won the treble? I'm praying.
Hopefully at least once.
At least once. Maybe this year. Yes, And then our students allowed to spray paint the back wall again, because that's a trend every year. The year 13s, the leavers, they're allowed to spray paint the wall, and they've stopped it. They stopped it last year or the year before.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but really wanted to take part in that. Thought I'd have fun, but no. Is South Kent still flooded with Spanish people? Spanish exchange students, because they take up the whole street. It's bad. They've been there for generations. I don't know what they're doing. It feels like every month you've got 5 different groups. It's non-stop. But yeah, that was my day. I just got home. It's 6. No, it's 7 now.
For those who don't know, by the way, this is Simon, my little brother.
Yeah. I was behind the plant in the last video. You might have seen me, but yeah.
He is 17 and he is sitting his A-levels this year. My day was okay. I had a training day, fetal monitoring, so we were going over the classifications of the monitoring we do for babies, both antenatally and in labour. And yeah, good day. I passed my assessment first time.
Yeah.
So I don't need to have a chat with them, which is fantastic. And that was practically my whole day. I'm now going to make us some dinner. I'm making us 1 pot lasagna because Mother really wants it.
1 pot lasagna? Sounds interesting. I saw a lot of celery. I'm scared about that.
No, I'm not putting all of it in.
It's good.
And it's going to be cut tiny anyways. Good evening, everybody. You find me in the bathroom about to do my skincare routine, so don't judge. Today was a shift and a half. Today, I don't know what the hell is in the air at the moment, but such a mess. I was on the antenatal ward. See how it's called the antenatal ward? Well, not today, because half of the ward were postnatals. We had 11 postnatals and 10 antenatals, which already sets the tone for the day. And considering there were 11 postnatals with us, it meant that the doctor had so many more reviews to do for people going home. From the get-go, he told us none of your patients are being seen, realistically speaking, so it's just gonna have to wait until the afternoon when I can have another doctor come help. So essentially, that is how the day started. I had quite a busy day on top of my postnatals. I had a lady go for a C-section, I had quite a few inductions, quite a few antenatal patients who were here for either long-term monitoring or to kind of sort them out before they go home. Really intense at first. It took me a while to go around and say hi to everyone. Once I had said hi to everyone, it also took me a while to start like documenting that I had gone round to say hi. And then as people were leaving me to either go to labour ward or whatever it was, it just meant that my beds were getting filled up really quickly because once again, I was the only one getting rid of people, which means I was the only one with free beds. So everyone just came to me, had 3 admissions, which was all a bit much for my liking, but what can one do, you know? Because everything was happening at once, it meant that I didn't have time to document anything, which meant that I had to leave 2 hours late, nearly 2 hours late from work, which should be illegal because what do you mean I'm working a 14-hour day? Yes, I know some people do it. However, that's not the contract I signed. So I was not very happy about that, but thankfully I'm not in now until Wednesday night. So I do have some time off. However, it does mean that now that I'm home, I can't even go to bed because I didn't pack for tomorrow. And then hopefully I can go to sleep, even though it's not for long because our flight is at 10 something, so I don't actually know what time we're leaving. Whilst doing all of this, I know and I'm aware that the skincare guides will tell me you should do your skincare after you showered, but I don't want to. I tend to just spread everything on the face and just hope for the best. I don't really rub things in. This done, that is the end of my skincare routine. For a room tour. So we walk in and this is what the room looks like. So when we first come in, we've got a beautiful full-length mirror, and then we turn around and we've got our bathroom. So we come in, got sink, shower, and then behind we have one of these swing doors where we have a toilet, and then if we come back through this way, over here we've got the rest of the room. Righty-o, let's recap today because I haven't actually spoken to you. This morning we got on our flight. It was actually the first time going to City Airport. The whole thing is under construction still. I feel like whenever I've seen people talk about City, it's always been under construction. Practically the whole thing was under scaffolding. There wasn't much to see. I can't say that it's a good airport versus a bad airport because I didn't see the full potential, you know. Security was pretty quick. Of course, my bag needed to be searched. However, there was quite a big pile-up of bags that needed to be searched. So they basically took my bag and put it back through the scanner, and then magically it was fine. Once that was done, we got on a flight. Flight was completely fine. Managed to do quite a lot of editing, which I really wanted to finish my rough cut of my vlog, which I didn't manage to do, unfortunately. So once I'm done talking to you, I'm going to shower and edit. Once we landed, we got in an Uber and we came here, and then we basically left straight away to go to the Half Marathon Expo, which you saw. It took place in a old airport, which they're obviously not using anymore. But like when you walk in, there's all the old, I don't even know what they're called. You know when you go do the check-in with the person at the desk, when you've got like a 23 kilo bag, all those desks with like the mini conveyor belts for the suitcases were still there. And you could see like the names of the airlines as well. So that was quite interesting. So that was like just the entrance where you could find the names, and there was a few like information stands there, and then you would go through the tarmac into another massive building, and that was where the expo actually was. So walked around the expo, got a free yogurt, which I'm very excited about. It's a coconut one. I will be having that as my dessert this evening. Walked around. My mum got a t-shirt. My mum actually saw some of her friends, which was really cute. After that, we went straight to dinner. Essentially, I had sweet and sour pork, although I'm a bit skeptical. I feel like it was chicken and not pork, but hey ho, what do I know? My parents had this beef stew thing, and then we also got some dumplings, both fried and steamed. It was a very, very good meal. Would highly recommend. It has 4.4 stars on Google, and I think it deserves those 4.4 stars. And then we bought my brother a lighter. Simon collects lighters, so whenever we go somewhere we have to find him a cool lighter. Let me show you what it looks like. Right, so this is what the lighter looks like. So it's just got Berlin in graffiti, but Simon's really into graffiti, so I thought this is actually a very cool lighter, and it's a clipper, which is always a pro. So yeah, got him that, and now we're back at the hotel. Like I mentioned, I'm going to shower and continue editing. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Hopefully I don't need to edit for too long, she says, because I want to watch the BTS documentary that came out today, and it's an hour and a half long. Tomorrow my mum is doing a shakeout run. My dad hasn't decided whether he wants to go or not. We're trying to figure out whether we meet her out there and have lunch, or whether she'll come back. If we do end up meeting her there, I think what I might do is go to a cafe that's quite close to the hotel so that I can edit over there and then come back, drop off LE pad and leave again. Tomorrow will be our like touristy day, but considering they're running on Sunday, we can't walk too much. So it is kind of hard to balance going to see most of the tourist spots without walking too much, but we'll figure it out. And then we are having Italian for dinner to carb load my parents, and then Sunday is race day. I still haven't created myself an itinerary. I don't know when I'm seeing them. I don't know anything. That is something that I'm gonna sort out tomorrow evening. I know that we're going to have an early night tomorrow, so tomorrow evening I'm gonna go through everything. Hopefully my parents can tell me their goals pace wise, so I can kind of figure out how quick they will be per kilometer, and then I can at least tell them I'm planning on seeing you at this kilometer, and then that's pretty much it. So that is what I'll be doing tomorrow evening. After the race on Sunday, we'll most likely chill at the hotel for a little bit. I still haven't found us a restaurant. I don't know what type of cuisine I want. This is what I did for Copenhagen. I booked us like quite a fancy dinner, so I don't know whether to do the same this time round. I'll have to have a browse. That is my update for you, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is now Saturday, and this morning is going to be quite a chill morning. because both of my parents are doing a shakeout run with Nike, and then we're going to meet up for some lunch, and my mum is going to do a mile run. We're not really actually going out and doing things until that's finished, which will most likely be around 3 p.m. Something quite exciting actually that's happened today is I signed up to be a volunteer at the London Marathon running show when it happened last year, and for ages there was nothing, and then yesterday I went on it for the first time in a while, and all of the slots had been opened but they were all already taken, and I was like, oh my god, I've missed it. But today a slot opened up. Unfortunately it is on Simon's birthday, so I'm gonna have to double check if we're actually doing anything. I know that he's got a exam on his birthday, so I don't really think he's going to want to do anything, and usually when birthdays fall in the week we tend to celebrate it on the weekend anyways. The other downfall is that I'm doing 2 nights and my shift for the volunteering would start at 1:30, so I wouldn't have much sleep time, and it is a full day, so I think it's 1:30 till closing, which is probably around 8, so it is very, very full on. But I'm going to keep going online and see if there's any Friday slots that open up, because Friday would be great because I would have finished my night shift and it can just be my whole day. And yeah, I think it would be really fun to do. For those who don't know, when you run a marathon, half marathon, big race, you arrive at the expo and you pick up your bib, which you will be wearing, and it usually has a chip inside so that people can track you as you go through your race. And you also, if that is something that you've selected, pick up a t-shirt, which is usually the finisher's t-shirt. Hi guys, we're back from lunch. Dinner is not that far away from our hotel. I think it's like a 15-minute walk or something. And it's an Italian that I found on TikTok. But I think it has a pretty good rating on Google Maps. Everyone has said that their tiramisu is insane. So I literally can't wait to eat their tiramisu. Good evening, everybody. I haven't talked to you all day, but from the clips that you have seen, watched my parents run the half marathon, which was a lot of fun. And then we came back to the hotel, they had a shower, and we went out for a late lunch, early dinner situation, which was really good. And now we are back at the hotel. It's kind of it's a tricky time because it's currently 7:30 and I am so tired, like I could just go to sleep now. Whilst I've got you here, might as well do my media recap for the week. Starting off with TV shows and films, I watched a film called Officer Black Belt, which is a Korean film that talks about a man who is into the martial arts. He's got a black belt in like pretty much everything. Very good, that's what he does. He doesn't have a job, he works at his dad's chicken shop, so like he does all the deliveries. And one night he stumbles upon this policeman who is having a fight with someone, and he ends up saving the policeman's life but also catching the person that he was fighting. As a result, he gets asked to work with them for a little bit just whilst the recovering police officer is getting better. It just talks about him working within the police force, and the role of this team is to monitor people with ankle monitors. So whenever their monitors are low on battery or if they're not in the right place at the right time, it's their job to call them up and be like, you need to charge your monitor or you need to get back into your house. And if needed, they will go and find these people. So it talks about all of that, lots of different scenarios, and yeah, it is quite interesting. There is no trigger warning, but there should be about trigger warning in case you didn't get it. Rape and child pornography, putting that out there. You don't see anything, but it is something that is talked about a lot. But I thought it was a pretty good film. I would give it a 3.75 stars. Next is the BTS The Return, which was a incredible documentary about BTS, what they were doing after they all left the military, kind of their studio process, how they spent their time in the studio, but also how the album making process worked in the sense of figuring out what songs would go where. It was really interesting. One thing that is a spoiler, but I feel like I need to say it because I am so happy that it worked out this way. Mr. J-Hope, Jung Hoseok, you worked your butt off to get Body to Body where it is today. You worked your butt off to get them to understand the vision that is to put the Arirang folk song in the Body to Body song and for it to be quite a long portion of the song. I just want to say thank you because I honestly don't know what it would have sounded like if that wasn't in it, and it's such a beautiful piece. I think we all would have been like robbed of a piece of art if he hadn't swayed everyone the other way. So thank you. I know you're obviously never going to watch this video, but thank you, sir. People talking about how you're going global, that you need to have more English songs. You're acting as if we haven't learned any Korean songs before. We've learned hundreds and we can learn 100 more. Like, it's nothing new, nothing that we've never done before. I think it was more so because Dynamite's Permission to Dance and Butter are all English songs. They felt they need to kind of keep up with that. But I'm also like, you're a Korean boy band. Why wouldn't you just sing in your own language as well? I'd give that documentary a 6 out of 5 because it was amazing, so interesting, thoroughly enjoyed. Moving on, I also watched a few episodes of Singles Inferno The Reunion. I started it ages ago, only watched one episode and kind of left it, but I think I'm now on episode 4, I want to say, and I don't really understand why they're doing it. So for those who don't know, Singles Inferno is a Korean dating reality TV show, and they are essentially put onto an island that is stripped of the bare minimum, and they have to win challenges to be able to go on dates in Paradise, which is a really bougie hotel, loads and loads of room service, they have pools, they've got theme parks, like whatever they want they can practically do. Whereas on Inferno, very, very basic food. There's like a basic gym, and that's it. They're not even allowed to go in the sea until the last episode. So the reunion, the first 3 episodes are the cast rewatching their episodes and talking about their thoughts and feelings. After that, they basically get put into a like holiday house where they stay like all together, and I'm not too sure I understand why this is being done, but I guess it's okay. I mean, there's obviously been some developments in the couples, which is interesting to see. I didn't think I needed it, and watching it now, I still don't think I need it, but I guess it's interesting to watch. So I think I've got maybe 2 to 3 episodes left, so I'll keep watching that and give you my full review once I've finished. That is everything that I've been watching this week. Moving on to music, we are still listening to Monica by Jack Harlow because I'm still not over it. Sue me. It's an amazing album and I'm still in love with it. Of course, we are still listening to Adidang because it's only come out. We need to start learning the songs ASAP. Another 2 albums that are new that I need to listen to are Ray's new album, This Music May Contain Hope, Tom Mish's album, Full Circle. I also need to have a listen at that, so I'll listen to those hopefully next week and give you my review. Lastly, I have been listening to my chill mix quite a lot, mostly on the plane whilst editing. That was like a nice thing to listen to, but I also put it in the background of whenever you're watching my time lapses, I tend to have either my chill mix, either my upbeat mix in the background. Lastly, moving on to books, I am still reading Dear Debbie by Frida McFadden, and I'm pretty much still at the same place that I was last week. For those who don't know, Dear Debbie is a book about a woman who writes a column in her local newspaper called Dear Debbie, where people will send in their scenarios or their inquiries or their situations where they need advice, and she will basically respond to them with the advice she would give to them. So far, not that much has happened. We learned that Debbie is a bit of a psychopath and that she really needs some therapy, so we'll keep going. I am 39% into the book. I think I want to finish it on the plane because I'm going to edit when I get home, so I will hopefully be at least 65% of the way in by tomorrow, and hopefully I can just finish it next week because it is quite a short book. We'll see what happens. I am still doing my word search, of course. That is everything for this week's media recap. I hope you have enjoyed this week's vlog. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.